Alright, so in this video, we're going to be playing the advanced bot Wendy. Alright, she has a rating of 1500, so we're gonna have to take this game just a little bit more seriously. Alright, we're gonna start with 1e4, best by test, taking squares in the center, with e5 stays around. Alright, we're gonna develop knight f3, knight c6. Alright, let's go with the Italian game for this one. Bishop c4. Alright, knight f6. Alright, let's just play pawn to d3 and protect our pawn. Alright, bishop to c5. Alright, I'm gonna play pawn to c3. It's typical in the Italian game. Want to try to get in pawn to d4 at some point. Alright, pawn to d6. Okay. Let's pin this knight. Let's develop our bishop and pin this knight. I always like pinning the knight in these positions. Alright. Castle. Let's delay castling just for a little bit and finish our development. So knight bd2. Alright, pawn to h6. Now, this pin is extremely annoying to the black queen. Alright? Because the knight can't move. So what he plays h6, he wants us to get rid of this pin, right? So we're just gonna keep the pin so that we have pressure along this diagonal still. Alright, bishop d7. Alright, let's see, bishop d7. Let me go pawn to b4. I want to extend some more space on the queen side. Bishop to b6. Alright, now I want to castle. I want to castle. Alright. Pawn to g5. Now it's very tempting to want to play knight takes, pawn takes, and bishop takes and maintain the pin still. But I'm just going to play bishop back to g3. Not in that kind of mood today. It's going to bring back the bishop. One of the main plans here for white is I want to play pawn to d4 to gain more space. Alright. Can I do it now? I think I should be able to play pawn to d4 here, putting pressure on d6. Whoa! So pawn to d5, my opponent. So now I have to think. What's the best way to react to this pawn central move? Hmm. If we take here, then she can take here. Not really sure I like that. If we take here on e5, we can play knight takes here, which is interesting. Very tricky here. Mm, Mm. I think I'm gonna go on our whim here. Just based on some calculations, I think bishop takes e5 seems really good here. So if knight takes e4, I play knight takes e4, pawn takes, and this diagonal is now open to me while the bishop still goes down here. And knight takes g5 might be an option. So I'm just going to go for it. So bishop takes e5. I'm just going to go for bishop takes e5. All right, knight takes e4. I had seen this. And knight takes here. Pawn takes. And pay attention to this. Right? These bishops are pointing down to his king. So now that gives me an idea that I need to find a way to penetrate over to that side. So my queen needs to be over there. So now I'm thinking knight takes g5, pawn takes g5, and queen h5. And I don't think he can stop me from mating down here because his pawn can't come up to block the diagonal, and his knight can't go here because the queen would go here to take it. So let's go. I want to play. So knight takes g5. Alright, knight takes g5, bishop, and he plays knight to d5. Now I could take this knight, but then he would take my knight, and I'm not sure if I want to give him that possibility. So here's what I'll do. I'll take on e4. His knight is still in danger, but I'm still eyeing the f6 square. So I think that's what I'll do. Knight takes e4. Okay, bishop takes d5. So one of the things I want to do here is knight to f6, but this knight here is protecting that square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the defender of that square by playing bishop takes d5. C takes, and now I'm going to play knight to f6 check here. All right, and now, of course, I have some discoveries that might be possible. Knight d7, knight takes, etc. But with the king being alone over there, I have a feeling that I can get more. I feel like I can get more out of this position. Maybe a checkmate. Let me see. If I can just bring the queen over, I can checkmate him. So probably I should play queen to d3. And I'm a threatening checkmate. Alright. She tries to block it. I think we can just take this. Alright. Takes with the queen. Now I could take with the bishop, but I think taking with the queen is just mate in 2 moves. So take in here, and now queen g7. Alright, good game, Wendy. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Stay tuned for more Beat the Bots.